Okay, welcome to YSCC Yokohama, the other club in Yokohama. I don't mean that in any sort of derogatory sense, but this club is in J3. The Yokohama clubs that you are probably more familiar with are Yokohama F Marinos, who won J1 last season, and Yokohama FC, who are also in J1. But YSCC Yokohama have a history that is very important in the landscape of football in Yokohama. They were founded in 1964 as a Naka Ward Boys Club, as a local community club for young people to play football. But they later on became owned by ANA, the Japanese airline, and this is where this ANA link is very important in football in Yokohama. It ultimately caused many problems on the football scene. When ANA got involved in the Naka Ward club, some of the original members were not so happy. They felt like the club was becoming too reliant on ANA, and they wanted to go back to the roots of the club, which was a community club for young players. So in 1986, Yokohama Sports Club was born by members of the former Naka Ward club who wanted to break away from the ANA ownership. They're now Yokohama Sports and Culture Club, because this club is also has like tennis, basketball, badminton clubs under the umbrella of YSCC. But as I mentioned, ANA caused more problems ultimately, because the ANA club that took over the Naka Ward club, they ultimately became the Yokohama Flugels, who were one of the founding members of the J.League. However, at that time, ANA joined with a company called Sato Labs to sponsor the Flugels. But in 1998, Sato Labs decided to pull out of the partnership, which meant ANA would be the sole backer, which they didn't want to do. So the Flugels were merged with Yokohama Marinos to become Yokohama F Marinos. Obviously, the Flugels fans were not happy with this, so they formed Yokohama FC in 1999. Yokohama FC was a supporter-owned club, and they are now also back in J1, as I mentioned earlier. Today, YSCC Yokohama are still very much a community club. This is an NPO, so basically the purpose of this club is to get young people involved in football or other sports. So that's their main goal. They're not a team that's really looking to progress up the leagues. This is really a local club, community club, and I think it's a fantastic thing to have in the J.League. It's really important. If you think about bringing new fans into the game in Japan, clubs like YSCC are so important in that sense, so I think they do a fantastic job. And they're really a very interesting club to watch as well. Last weekend they drew 5-5 here with Gamba Osaka under-23s. Today they're playing, I'd like to mention the game today. Wow, okay, so today this is a J3 game, YSCC Yokohama versus Tottori, Gainare Tottori. Today YSCC are taking on Gainare Tottori. Tottori are doing really well this season. It's kind of a surprise, also not a really big club, but they're up in the top 5 at the moment. Games are happening right now, so the league table is a little bit uncertain, but they're doing really well. They're right up there at the sharp end. So yeah, it could be quite a tricky one for YSCC today. YSCC are currently 15th out of 18 in this league, and last weekend drew 5-5 with Gamba Osaka under-23s. And if you look at the league table this year, they've scored 16 but conceded 23. So yeah, defensively this could be a bit of a nightmare against them today. But we'll see what happens. It should be a really good game, I think. They do play really good football. They're really good going forward. But yeah, the defence is wobbly. YSCC also have a very interesting manager. His name is Yuki Stab. He's half Japanese, half German, and he's got a really interesting philosophy when it comes to football. I'll put a link to a great article, a great interview with him in a J.League Register, which was done earlier this season, so you can read a bit more about him and his ideas. But I'll just give you a quote now from that article, which I think sums up their philosophy really well. YSCC cannot offer football in the same quality that Yokohama Marinos is presenting it. Neither we have the budget to acquire legendary players like King Kazu or Nakamura, who might bring glamour to the club. We have our sweet side as well, though, and we can show refreshing young attacking football from local boys around the corner. That is why I value Yokohama-born or raised players a lot. So yeah, this is really a club, as I mentioned before, for local players, and Yuki staff is really embracing that, which I think is fantastic. In that quote, he's referencing King Kazuyoshi Miura and Shunsuke Nakamura, who play at Yokohama FC. Obviously, yeah, YSCC can't afford to bring in players of that reputation, but what they're doing is really good. I think it's fantastic to see in the J-League. Today this game is happening at Nippatsu Mitsuzawa Stadium, which is also used by Yokohama FC, sometimes also used by Yokohama F Marinos for smaller cup games or if their Nissan Stadium is unavailable. It's one of the oldest stadiums in the J-League. This was actually originally Yokohama Marinos' full-time stadium, and I think Flugels as well used this stadium. It's really nice actually, very little, very small, compact stadium, no cover, so if it rains I'm in trouble, but it's looking sunny. So yeah, but at the moment of course we're still in a coronavirus pandemic situation, so masks. Yeah, the seating is a little bit spread out, I'll just show you. So 3 seats next to you are blocked off. Unlike some clubs though in the J-League, it's not reserved seating here. You can pick any seat you want, but you have to fill out a form when you sit down. So when you come in to the stadium, there's a QR code. Scan the QR code, get a form, then pick any seat you want, but you can't move from that seat, and then you have to input your information, seat number, name, address, into the form, the online form, and submit that, so the club knows who was sitting where in case anything unfortunate happens. So yeah, kickoff is approaching, so I'm really looking forward to this. Last week was 5-5 against Gainare Tottori. Today I'm thinking 3-2 to Tottori. That's my prediction for this one. So here we go. J3 action coming up soon. Okay, half time and 0-0. Very patient football from both teams. Actually quite impressive the way they're trying to play. It's two teams trying to play football in the right way, I'd say. Yeah, very patient, always probing, looking for the right pass. Really good football for this level. Very impressive. Good advert for J3, but no goals. And this time last week, I think at half time, maybe 3-2 to YSCC at half time when they were playing Gamba. Today 0-0. My prediction of 3-2 to Tottori is looking well off. But yeah, still a very good game to watch, very entertaining, good quality, and a lovely evening here at Mitsuzawa. Perfect weather for football. But yeah, I don't know, second half, I think YSCC were putting on a bit of pressure towards the end of that half, so they had a few corners that they forced. Really hard to say what's going to happen. Maybe there's a goal coming, but maybe even 0-0 could happen, which is crazy. 5-5 last weekend, 0-0 this weekend. But yeah, let's see. Really enjoyable, but who knows? It could go either way, I think. Okay, full time, it's very dark and it's 1-1. Basically, I think the substitutions changed that game. The Tottori brought on two Brazilian players, Joan Delson and Fernandinho, and they combined to put Tottori ahead, but then Johan Pedersen equalised for YSCC. But yeah, really good game actually, very entertaining. And as I said at half time, the quality was really high. Both teams played really well. I think really good football. very patient, good passing. Yeah, really excellent game to watch. Atmosphere-wise, not so bad. 627 people here today. Obviously, attendance is capped because of the situation, but it was really good. I think it's a very friendly club, very family sort of friendly club. Definitely very community-based. I think a lot of people seem to know each other here, and they must come here, of course, every week and catch up with their friends to watch the game. So yeah, a really good place to watch football, very enjoyable. Very different, I think, to the game I went to last time, which was the Omiya Ardija game, which is also, was taking place during the sort of coronavirus pandemic situation. But here there was no sort of piped in crowd noise, it was just clapping from the fans. But yeah, really good atmosphere, I enjoyed it a lot, and beautiful weather. The sky was fantastic during that game. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this glimpse of YSCC Yokohama. Let me know what you think about this team in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please like. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. So thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon.